Hey, thanks for joining me today. I'm Will with Avid Travel Tech. This channel is here to help you find the best tools and accessories to make your travel life easier. Whether it's capturing footage of your adventures, devices to help you enjoy travel days, or something to enhance your overall experience, I'm excited to discuss these devices with you. Today, we're going to discuss 3 of my favorite gaming devices to take when traveling and determine which one is the best to bring with you. The devices are the Steam Deck, Nintendo Switch Lite, and the AmBernick 35XXSP. Please comment below if you have any questions that I don't address and if you'd like to hear more about one of these products. First up, let's discuss the Steam Deck. Valve, the makers of the Steam Deck, have been selling games for the PC for years, and in 2022 released the first LCD version. In late November 2023, they released an updated OLED model with a larger screen and battery, and that's what I'm showing here. What they've accomplished is quite amazing. They have invested a lot of time and energy in developing Proton, which is a compatibility layer that allows Windows-based games to run on Linux, and it works astonishingly well. What this means is that the majority of PC games run well, especially smaller indie titles, which I love to play handheld. Steam offers incredible sales through the year where you can get massive savings. Some games can be 50 to 75% off or more. The downside of this device running on Linux is that there will be some games, especially multiplayer games that rely on anti-cheat, that will not run natively on the Steam Deck. If you have another gaming PC running Windows, you're able to stream those games locally to the Steam Deck, but inherently you may experience some input lag with remote play. This is the largest and most expensive device on the list, but games are often on sale and cheaper than on most other platforms. If you are a console gamer and you're looking for something portable to take with you, and you want to have a similar experience on the PC side, the Steam Deck really is the way to go. I have a JSOX case similar to the D-brand Killswitch case on the Steam Deck that helps protect it when it's in my bag, and I especially like the built-in kickstand and the cover to ensure that the thumbsticks don't get damaged in transit. Next up, we have the Nintendo Switch Lite. This is Nintendo's latest console in its smallest form factor. They have the standard Switch and an OLED model, but when I'm traveling, I prefer to bring the Switch Lite with me as it's more compact and lighter. There are some downsides with this model in that it isn't able to be connected to a TV or an external display, and you are limited to an LCD model instead of the deep blacks that you get with a larger OLED Switch. One of the highlights on the Nintendo Switch, regardless of the model, is that you get access to Nintendo's incredible library of exclusive games. Another perk is that the Switch has one of the best support of offline experiences in recent handhelds. This is really important if you're traveling without access to Wi-Fi or a cell phone hotspot. The Steam Deck does have an offline mode, but some PC games require you to authenticate with an internet connection before launching the first time. The Switch handles moving to offline mode without issues unless you're playing a multiplayer-based game that would obviously require internet access to play. When it comes to ease of use and being user-friendly, Nintendo wins hands down. Another great thing about the Switch is that game prices have been dropping and they do have some great sales throughout the year. Nintendo titles tend to not drop as much in price, and you won't see sales as cheap as you will find them on Steam, but you can get some good deals. Another thing I want to mention with the Switch Lite is that you'll want to purchase a micro SD card to give you some more space to install games. The 32GB of onboard storage will work if you mostly play cartridge games, but some newer titles will require you to download additional updates that will make it necessary to have expanded storage. I really like SanDisk cards, and they do have some fun Nintendo-themed cards, but they typically are more expensive, and you can just get a standard A1 or A2 card for cheaper. I have a silicone case that I bought from Amazon, and what I really like about it is there are grips on the back of the case that make it easier for my larger hands to hold compared to using the device without a case on. I also like that there is an included magnetic cover. I do wish these magnets held on a little more though. Finally, we'll take a look at the AmBernick 35XXSP. If you're not familiar with AmBernick, they make several handhelds for emulation that leverage Android or Linux-based operating systems to launch game ROMs you've acquired from making game backups or that you receive on an SD card you get with the device. I've tried out a few other AmBernick models and handhelds from their competitors, and when it comes to travel, this clamshell model is great. It's reminiscent of the Game Boy SP, which I had, and this device has some great nostalgia factor for me. It's a little larger than the Game Boy SP and has a few more face buttons and triggers on the back that allow it to support more games like the Super Nintendo and the PlayStation 1 or even the PlayStation Portable. It can emulate some Dreamcast and N64 games, but they will make the device run hotter and you'll have less battery life. Where this device really shines is in the earlier console generations like the SNES and the Game Boy Advance. As you are using ROMs to emulate these classic games, the offline experience here is perfect, as long as the ROM runs well. However, there are some convenience features with the AmBernick SP. It does offer Wi-Fi, so you can sign in with retro achievements, and depending on the OS you are running, you can either upload new ROMs or download screenshots of box art for the games. The standard AmBernick OS has some recent updates, and it does run well, but I prefer to use a different one. This one has MuOS running on it currently, and it has some excellent features where you can have the device go into different states when you close the lid. It can suspend the game and have it instantly launch back to where you were when you reopen it. But if you leave it closed for, say, 5 minutes, it can power down the device to save battery life. If you want to learn more about the OS and how to install it, I would recommend checking out Retro Game Core's video. So, which device is the best? I think it depends on how you're traveling and how much time you think you'll have to play games. I wouldn't take all three of these devices on a trip unless I had a specific use case for them. If you're traveling by air and trying to keep weight down, the AmBernick SP or the Switch Lite are your best options. You won't have to worry about connectivity and games potentially not launching. If you're traveling on land and weight isn't as much of a concern, and you definitely know that the places you stay will have Wi-Fi, I think a great combination to bring would be the Steam Deck and the AmBernick SP. You can use the SP when you are offline and need to be able to be mobile and have the convenience of being able to just close it and quickly place it in your pocket. Then, when you're at your destination, you can leverage the Steam Deck once you're connected to Wi-Fi. If reducing weight and traveling light is the best option for you, the SP will play retro titles and keep you entertained for hours if you stick to the older consoles supported on the device. Ultimately, if I had to pick only one device to bring with me, I'd still choose the Nintendo Switch Lite, as I have built up a great library of games over the years, and I just love those Nintendo exclusive titles like Super Mario Bros. Wonder and Super Smash Bros. Ultimate. What would be your pick of device to take while traveling? Comment below, as I'd love to hear what you would take with you. I really appreciate you taking the time to watch this video. If you enjoyed the video, it would be great if you could hit the like button, and if you want to hear more about the devices I travel with, make sure to subscribe to catch future videos. Also, if you'd like to support the channel, check out the link below to my Patreon page. Thanks again for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.